Having lately undergone a remarkable metamorphosis in terms of her weight reduction, Tammy Slaton, who is a member of the band 1000 Olb Sisters, has recently disclosed her new living situation. Tammy had been overweight and unhappy in the past, and she was about 700 pounds at the time. She was unable to make significant progress in regard to improving her health. On the other hand, a significant health worry came to her attention and motivated her to seek assistance. Tammy underwent weight reduction surgery after spending nearly 2 years at a rehabilitation center in Ohio. After that, she went on to lose weight. Through the operation, she was able to shed a total of more than 500 pounds. It is now possible for Tammy to walk without help, and she is considering having surgery to remove superfluous skin on her body. In the 6th season of 1000 Pound Sisters, Tammy made her return looking healthier than she had ever been and prepared to begin her new life. During a recent teaser clip that was distributed by TLC, Tammy was seen locating a suitable living space. She paid a visit to the rundown house that her brother, Chris Combs, owned and appeared to be prepared to move in there. Tammy responded by saying, "I am just one of those really appreciative, thoughtful people." Chris also gave the impression that he was ready to let his sister to reside in his house. Nevertheless, he got into a disagreement with his wife, Brittany Combs, about making changes to the kitchen, which caused Tammy to feel awful. In front of the cameras, Tammy expressed her opinion. "I believe that it would be an appropriate location for me, but I just don't want them to fight." As of the year 2024, Tammy has been able to put her past misfortunes behind her and shift her attention to herself. Despite the fact that her brother's house is not in the best shape, she is thankful that she has her own place to make her home. Tammy is content with the fact that she is able to move around freely and perform tasks while she is at her brother's house. She believes that this is the ideal environment for her to continue making progress and to maintain an active lifestyle. It is clear that Tammy has a deep connection with her brother because she has moved into his house. At the same time, it emphasizes the fact that she is at last prepared to live on her own and does not require the assistance of other people. Tammy relied on her family members to provide assistance to her over the course of her life. Due to her inability to do fundamental chores, her mental health suffered as a result. Given that Tammy is now able to walk and move around, she is prepared to live on her own. While she is living in her brother's house, she is also ready to deal with any difficulties that may arise. Within the next 2 years, it will be fascinating to observe the path that Tammy's adventure continues to take her. It would be ideal for Tammy to have enough money from reality TV by this point in time to be able to buy a new home to live. It is disheartening that she was forced to rely on her brother in order to alleviate the financial difficulties she was experiencing. Given that Tammy has been a television personality for close to 5 years, it is quite surprising that she does not possess a home in which she may continue to live in peace. We are saddened by the fact that the 1000 Pound Sisters star had to seek assistance from her family. The time has come for Tammy Slaton to take the wheel of a vehicle. In the exclusive clip that POPLE has obtained from the episode of 1000 Elb Sisters that aired on Tuesday, the 38-year-old woman is seen out with her brother Chris, who is assisting her in practicing driving a golf cart. Although she is making a couple of quick turns, Chris begs Tammy to start moving and warns her, "Don't kill me." He does this while holding onto a bar. She explains, "As I begin to drive, I am experiencing a pretty incredible feeling." The phrase, like, "No worries, B, just go ahead and do it," put an end to it. After having to slam on the brakes at the very last second, Tammy comes dangerously close to colliding with a tree. She begins to spiral into a state of terror. In a composed manner, Chris tells her to use the brake pedal at the appropriate time and encourages her to get back behind the wheel. Still, it's terrifying, but I just need to remind myself to take deep breaths and not freak out. This is especially true when there is a tree on its way, she kidded. Chris asks Tammy if she would ever consider driving the gold cart again after she has been behind the wheel for some time. "I suppose that I just need to grow accustomed to it." Although Chris shakes his head in exasperation, she responds with a giggle and says, "Perhaps in a couple of more years. Let's do years. I need to be proud of myself. I am relieved that I decided to drive today." However, when it comes to a car, that is a little bit of an exaggeration, Tammy shares in a confessional. Tammy has to get her driver's license as soon as possible so that she may be more autonomous and do whatever she wants, according to Chris, who informs her that they do not have that many years to wait. "I don't understand why Tammy doesn't want to necessarily learn how to drive, because she knows how frustrating it is to wait and call people for rides," he says. "However, I do understand why she doesn't want to learn how to drive. Perhaps it is the fear of not needing somebody because she went from being a bedridden person who gets waited on hand and foot to being somebody who is able to go do anything they want," the speaker suggests. Before assuring his sister, "There's nothing holding you back but the fear," Chris continues by saying, "and being able to drive is the last part of the puzzle."